it going, everybody? My name is Ethan Alexander. Welcome to the Mimic Trap, my interdimensional magic junk shop. And it's lovely to have you guys again. We are going to be working on art today again. I've had a very weird week at work. So I thought it'd be nice just to relax. We'll do some more art. I still haven't figured out what games I can play with you guys yet. So we'll do that another time. So we're just gonna work on some artwork. I still have a lot left to do. Well, not a lot. I don't have a lot left to do with the Vashwood Art. It's mostly we got the faces colored, we got the hair done. Those take a long time. I'm gonna work on the eyes today, and then work on their clothes, which should go quicker than you'd expect. Sort of. Vash has a lot of buckles, so that's a lot of shading, but I think it'll be fine. It's nowhere near as bad as if I was doing the tri-stamp. Not tri-stamp. The Trigun Maximum version, which the boy has so much going on his outfit in that version. It's just, that's a lot. I might work on that off stream at some point, but for now we're just working on the 98 version. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pop on over. Let's see. Get the fun transition from my tiny dog form to my much more human form, though I still keep my ears and my tail. You just can't see them. And yeah, so we're gonna be working on this again today. I have. I don't know what I still don't know what I'm going to do for the background. I have grandiose ideas that I probably won't end up implementing, but we'll see how that goes. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's see. Let's work on eyes first, because I think that's gonna be really nice. I really like doing eyes, and it's at the side, so it's simple enough. I shouldn't have to do too much. Let's see. Did I make... Yes, eye and mouth that I didn't spell correctly. One sec. Let me correct that, because it's going to bother me later. Eyes and mouths. That's this one. Alright. This is also kind of an experiment to see how many layers I can get away with, which that'll be fun. Again, if at all, just like last time, if at all the stream crashes, it's fine. It's all a test. It's all one big experiment. It'll be fine. Let's see. Alright. So, Vash is pretty easy. His eyes are much grayer than I realized they would be, but I did color pick directly off of the anime stills, so I might have to lighten these up a bit. So let's see. It needs to be slightly more blue, a little less gray, a little less stormy. Not that the stormy eyes aren't cute as well. I actually really like the storm cloud blue that some people get. It looks really nice. Let's work with that. So eyes are cool. Eyes are such an interesting thing because we think of them, because of the lens that covers them, we think of them something that's rounded outward, that is convex, when actually they are concave. It's actually, you have kind of a hole where your eye is. Your pupil is actually a tiny, tiny little hole in it. I've got to figure out, I haven't shaded how eyes would look from the side. I don't imagine they'd be much too different. But I haven't done a lot of profile pictures in a while. I think most of this, with how tiny, because this is 150%, you'd see it about here. So with how small this is, what we're gonna do is we're not gonna worry too much about that. I think I might, yeah, we're gonna need to make the shadow a little darker. We'll actually make it a little bit more pigmented too. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Oh, excuse me. It's been a kind of a weird day, and for whatever reason, my sinuses have been strange as well, which hasn't been helping. So if I sound a little phlegmy, I am sorry. Spots! Hi! How are you? How are things? We're working on this again, as you can see. I'm also trying to be a little light on the shading with this, with the eye, just because his eyes are so wide open. But I think it looks nice. I will probably end up. Spot's doing great, excited to see some art. Cool, awesome. I'm glad you're doing good. Had any interesting things pop up today? I've had a chill day aside from my weird work stuff, which pops up even when I have a day off. Not a movie thing this time, at least. That at least is something. All right, so let's put the eye shines. Eye shines above all of the layers, because that would be, I'd want it. Yeah, that does kind of take up a lot of his stuff. Spot's just partying with Syra, but oh my gosh, what happened with work? Oh, I'm glad. So, how has Syra's birthday been going? She saw the art and she seemed really happy about it, which I'm very happy about. But I hope she's having a good birthday. I'll check in with her and see what y'all were up to, if y'all went out and did anything. But yeah, work was. There's so much tension. There is so much tension. So much unnecessary. Everyone's an adult. Why is there so much tension? Basically, I don't remember if I touched on this last time, but the new girl and my coworker that's been there for a while are kind of at odds, and it's just gotten very strained. Spot's going great. She's enjoying her evening. I'm glad. Yeah, the new girl and the old worker. Yeah, so they're kind of at odds with each other. The ones that are on my specific little team in the department. And so I don't remember if I explained this very much, but as soon as the new girl came in, my old coworker has been kind of treating her like she's expecting her to fail. I don't know if it's because she's traumatized by the people we've had, because like I said, we've had some real winners while we've been trying to even out our department. But yeah, I really don't know what it is, but she's treating her like she's expecting her to fail, like she's a young person, a youth that doesn't want to work. And the new girl is feeling more and more just feeling more and more bad about it. And the tension is so high, and my coworker is also really, I don't really know what's going on with her because she is not communicating if there is stuff happening, but she has been really out of sorts, and she's been really rough and abrasive, and I've been seeing it. I'm like, that's not good. It's just, I don't like the way anybody's really treating anybody right now. And then they decided to get my boss involved and be like, hey, we gotta fix this now before it becomes a problem, TM. And it doesn't sound like the meeting went well because I wasn't involved in it, but I got an earful from the new girl about what happened. Yeah, so it's, yeah. I've been living that meme of I am uncomfortable with the energy we have brought to the studio today. That has been kind of my life for the past couple weeks, and it kind of sort of came to a head here with everything. There we go, lightly gray for the eyes. Is that dark enough? I think that's a dark enough shine. It probably doesn't need quite as much around the corners. I'm trying to keep this mostly anime. I'm not trying to make it too realistic. Spots, that sucks. Yeah, poor doggo caught in the middle of a fight. Yeah, no, so I was asked by the new girl to not really bring it up to my coworker to try and mediate, because they don't want retaliation, but now they've brought it up in front of boss, so like everyone's kind of aware of the situation, but my coworker didn't really react well to it apparently, and that's a whole thing. And so I'm like, I'm I'm about to have to sit a grown-ass 50-some-year-old woman down and this 27, I think, the new girl down and be like, hey guys, our boss isn't in the room right now, but we need to have a team meeting and I need everyone to chill the fuck out. Please and thank you, because we need to work on our team cohesion. And I didn't using the phrase team cohesion is not something I like because it sounds like HR talk, but I'm like, I don't know how else to describe the way that my coworkers are behaving like children. It's like, can y'all stop fighting for 5 minutes? We have the fun job. There is no need. This is entirely unnecessary. But yeah, so that's been my day. My coworker called me. The new girl called me while she was at lunch and told me about it. And it's been a little bit more than that. But yeah, no, it's been a whole thing. Sometimes that one-on-one between coworkers can work well. I hope so. I don't want to have to bring it up, but if on like Monday, Tuesday, somewhere in there, it's still as tense as it has been, and I'm kind of expecting it to be more so after what I've heard happened in the little meeting. I'm gonna have to sit them down. I'm gonna have to be like, guys, we're a team. We team, okay? We're gonna work together. Everyone's gonna get along, because if not, I've already told people already are vaguely aware that I would like to work elsewhere, but I don't think they understand that if they keep this up, I will find another job. I will be much more. It's a much more enticing thing to leave when everyone's at each other's throats like this. It's like I can't live like this. So y'all have to deal with each other. You won't even have me there. I don't know if that's a threat as much as I think it is, but I feel like that might help a bit. Be like, guys, you're gonna have to live like this if you don't stop. Gotta be Papa Ethan. I never thought I'd have to be Papa Ethan. This is bringing me back to when I was did I ever tell you I was general manager for a seasonal store? And that was an experience. That was very much just an experience. Being boss is weird to me. Like, it's not bad, but it's like I never expected to be there. It's one of those situations of where I was really not ready to be in charge, but they said, yeah, so if we do find someone to be general manager, you'd be training them, and essentially you'd probably be doing most of the work and not getting the pay, so you might as well take it. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. I probably should just be in charge. But yeah, I still have not gotten used to the idea of being in a place of power at work. It's strange to me. So it's gonna be really weird, especially to my coworkers who know me as the person who doesn't like confrontation, to be like, hey, we're talking about this. I'm not just gonna sit idly. It's not gonna sit idly by while y'all fight and make the entire department tense. Can't do that. That's not allowed. I think that's enough eye shine. Yeah, a little lower. Alright. Let's see. And then I want... because I put just a hair. It's barely... you can barely tell. Of just a hair of gray to the actual scleras of the eyes. So let's do that. I really like doing eyes. Eyes are one of my favorites. And again, I like anything that has like texture, but eyes are really cool. You can't really see it from this particular angle. I can't put as much detail into it as I'd like, but eyes are so interesting. I have, for zero reason, stared at my own eyes in the mirror for an amount of time just to study how eyes should sort of look. And then going through like pictures and different references of like the different way eye patterns can be. It's just really fascinating to me. The fact that your iris is technically a muscle, like beneath the colored part of your iris is the little muscle that, expands or contracts your pupil. It's just really cool. It's like, this is the prettiest muscle in the body. It's a really, like, kind of glossing over actual things kind of description, but at the base level, that's what's happening. Spots, I love that it's just the right hint of gray. Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. So for the mouths, I don't have to do much for Vash because I don't have any of his teeth showing. So we'll just color that a nice dark red. And then for Wolfwood, let me lock this layer. And let's see. Oh no, that's fear. What's fear? I have lost such a train of thought that I don't know what you're referencing now. What's fear, Spots? You can really tell. You can really tell my head's been in a weird place today. I have a weird eye phobia. That's fear. Oh, I'm sorry. You have a weird eye phobia? Is it just looking at them too closely? Because I guess that would be unnerving. I'm also very weird where I will stare at things for prolonged periods of time just to study them. Also, I'm on such a lag. I'm so sorry. That's okay. That's fine. I'm just glad you can view this at all. I'm still worried about the amount of layers we're going to end up with by the end. I think that's enough. Honestly, he should have a little gum showing, but I'm not going to do that because gums... So there's a thing with like smirks where having a little bit of gum showing for the tops of the teeth looks kind of neat, but then other times it's just too much. Like, I think that's too much, honestly. Like, it looks too toothy. But yeah, so I knew that one would be quick. Let's see. Do we do the glasses? We'll go ahead. We'll start with the glasses. Spots, you're fine. It's like anything to do with eyes. Like, I can make eye contact, no problem, but when I acknowledge that eyes are squishy little sacks that are so easy to damage, I just nope. You know what? That's fair. That is totally fair. Being in the anatomy course that I took and having to... Yeah, so we dissected a fetal pig amongst many other things. There was a sheep's eye at one point, so I won't get into, that for your sake, but yeah, it was interesting. We'll just leave it at that. I thought it's a little cringe no matter how much you think about it. Oh, if you have weird eye things. Oh no. What is the name of the movie? I would not recommend. So it's a really good, like, I guess it's horror by category, but the movie Would You Rather? Very good movie, but I would not recommend that for you. There's a particular scene in that movie that causes me cringe, and I can't. And it's towards the end too, so you go through the whole thing, but when it was on Netflix, the thumbnail for it for the longest time was the eyeball with the thing that was going to happen to it. And it's no. I'm pretty sure I closed my eyes for that scene. I don't close my eyes for a lot of things, but little cringe things like cutting open of wounds, prying open of wounds. Wounds existing, just being there, totally fine with that. Blood and gore does not bother me. But like... yeah, Bless your brave soul, Ethan. It's not this. It was fine. It was fine. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I had a train of thought. Now it's gone. I was talking about eye stuff, and then oh yes, wounds. My mother is the sort of person who, instead of just having me look at a wound, she would attempt to pry it open further and see if she could see bone. So I have a weird relationship with bodily wounds. I'm like, I'm good. I've seen way too much. Oh yeah, something about ripping open an injury is quite different. Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story about my mom and the fudge incident? Where where she stabbed her hand making fudge, of all things, with a steak knife. Don't. It's a whole thing. If you haven't heard it yet, it's a whole thing. Oh my gosh! Hold on. Let me make. Oh, where do I want to put that at? Glasses. Where do I want to put the glasses? I guess we'll just put it right over top of. Yeah, it's gonna be over hair because it's clipping through hair. All right. Let me put glasses color. Let's see. But yeah, my mom has... My mom is the type of creature that finds ways to injure herself in the most... She could walk in the yard and find a way to injure herself. She could, just existing, finds ways, unique and creative ways to injure herself. And we were coming back. So my mom had made fudge, and it was her cousin's recipe. And she was kind of spitefully making the fudge, like, oh, if this person can make it, then I can make it. Sort of spite fudge, okay? So you know it's gonna go wrong, right? And then we went to a thing. It was really, really cold out. We were going to a, like, festival of lights kind of thing for, like, it wasn't quite Christmas yet, but we were gonna go see lights that were up. And my mother decided she was gonna, when we got back from the Festival Lights things, she's like, oh, the fudge is set. And she pulls out the pan. And instead of doing the smart thing and, like, putting it in, like, a hot water bath or anything, she doesn't, or, you know, maybe just getting a spatula, she gets a steak knife out of the drawer and decides this is the optimal way to remove the fudge from this pan. And so, lo and behold, because that's not the proper way to do things, she slips and she stabs herself. And then we spent the rest of the evening trying to find an ER to treat her, because the first ER we went into, it was going to be like a 3-hour wait because there was accidents that had happened. There was lots of emergency. Yes, the steak knife. It's... Honestly, I don't know how she does it. I really, really don't. But she thought it was a great idea to pull out the steak knife. So yeah, she stabbed herself with a steak knife. And the first ER we went to, they were having really bad emergencies. So there was no way she was going to be seen within a timely manner. And she's got this... oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. So she's got the knife in her hand and we're freaking out. And she's like, she is shouting, get me a cool shirt. I don't know why, but I guess because she was getting hot because she was, like, freaking out. She kept saying, I need a cool shirt. I need a cool shirt. And we couldn't figure out what the fuck she was trying to, like why she needed it. Then she starts stripping in the middle of the kitchen. So she was just hot. I thought she wanted to bandage the wound real quick or something with, like, a shirt. Because I was like, where's the first aid kit? I was not thinking. Thank goodness my stepdad came in not long after that. He kind of took over for the situation. But yeah, so she yoinks, before he managed to get there, she yoinks the knife out herself. And it's a steak knife. It's serrated. It's not something you should do. If you ever injure yourself with a sharp implement, if it is stuck in your person. Don't rip it out. Please, for your own health, for your own sake, don't do that. That's a dumb. That's a real dumb. The cool shirt versus cool shirt. Yeah, honestly. Um, yeah. So we ended up. So we drove her to a hospital. That wasn't a good spot. So we went and we found an urgent care, which we thought would be quicker, but it wasn't. We still stayed back there for like 2 hours. For some reason they didn't have anybody else. I didn't know why. They couldn't take us sooner. Why we sat back waiting for so long when she had a gaping wound in her hand. Which she did do the hey, how deep is this, pry it open check, as is the normal. Yeah, so but then the nurse came back finally, but it wasn't the nurse. It was one of the assistant nurses. And I don't know her. All I know is there were many implements that were set out on the table in preparation for wound care. I knew what each and every one of them did. I knew that the wound had to be flushed first to make sure there was no debris in it. I knew that there was an alcohol prep to make sure that it wasn't going to get infected. There were sutures. There was an injectable like painkiller for her hand. Just a very local anesthetic, and all that good stuff. And what she didn't do was she did not flush the wound. That was something I wasn't going to comment on because I'm like, this isn't my field of study. I know about it, but this isn't the thing I do. So I will just let the nurse do what the nurse knows how to do. But yeah. So she then proceeds to. The wound is still bleeding, obviously. It's a deep enough wound. She went through that the muscle or by your thumb, like kind of the webbing. Like she didn't sever any major tendons, thank God, but it was still deep. So yeah, it was still bleeding. And so the lady decides, I'm gonna squeeze this like a pimple. I'm gonna see if I can get it to stop bleeding by squeezing it like a pimple. And I'm like, no, that's not how that's done. That's not a thing we should do. And I'm just over there biting my tongue. Because I get asked not to make a fuss. Because I don't make a fuss very often. But when I do say, hey, I should say something, people tell me, no, don't do that. You don't know what you're talking about. That's just generally how, yeah, I'm glad the tens were okay. Yeah, no, so was I. Because she's... Oh, that would have been awful. Yeah, it was her left hand, at least. I will say that it wasn't her good hand. She's right-handed, which is why right hand knife went into left hand, which was holding pan. So yeah, that was fine at least. But yeah, so she eventually stitched it up, but it was really not done well. And we went home thinking, the hospital fucking sucks. This urgent care fucking sucks. I would just a general not good vibes on medical care that day. But yeah, so that's it ended up being fine. We had several scares of my mom kept trying to convince us all she had blood poisoning and that there was fudge stuck in her wound. So there were many trips to the hospital afterwards, like later in the week, 2 weeks later, and it was that was a whole experience. But long story short, my mom stabbed herself making fudge with a steak knife. And that was day. Oh, did I mention I was dressed up like, so me and my friend, we'd gone to this lights show, dressed up like Thing 1 and Thing 2. So I was in the ER the entire fucking time, dressed up like Thing 1 in those red long johns with blue hair and just pacing like a tiger as I stared down the nurse when she was sitting there at the kiosk, not tending to my mother for 2 hours. Just the casual, okay, I've been asked not to be, politely ask the nurse, hey, how long is it going to be? I've been asked to just stay there and say nothing. So I decided I'm going to summon you through the power of spite. If I stare you down long enough, you'll turn and look and see me being upset through the window. I know you will. It didn't happen. We never even made eye contact. But meanwhile, I was dressed as Thing 1 the entire time. I have weird family incidents like that. It's such a mental image. It is, right? Oh no, I'm glad she didn't have blood poisoning. I'm glad she didn't either because she really tried to scare us with this because she had blood poisoning. So when she was younger, it was about the same time. So my mom has had training to be a cosmetologist, and when she was in her cosmetology class, she had a cat, and the cat bit her wrist. And it's if you have a cat, cats bite. That just happens sometimes. But apparently, it bit really deep. And while she was doing someone's hair, she stopped having use of her hand. And my grandma didn't think anything of it, but her aunt, my great aunt, was like, yeah, no, we're taking you to the hospital. And so they got there, and apparently they were like, yeah, if you had waited a couple more hours, you might not have been able to save your hand. And it's like, oh, okay. So this is well before I was born. But yeah, that's a story she likes to tell. So it's the medical drama. My mother's life can be summed up as a medical drama. Of things that are serious to things that she wants you to think are serious that are not. So it's been it's been. All right, give me just a sec. I've been trying to Google Vash the Stampede this whole time while I've been trying to relay the story. I need to see if the sides of his glasses are orange. I feel like they're a metal color. I feel like they're metallic gray. But I have a feeling I'm also not going to get a good profile shot. There's also the problem of now I get everything from Trigun Stampede 1998 anime. Let's see. That one's a pretty good shot. Let's see. That is just a plain black line. Oh, here. I can probably take it from Badlands Rebel too. Oh, okay, so it's kind of a darker... So it's not this orange. So that would probably more likely be more of... Let's see. I don't think it's going to be any of these colors, actually. So we're going to color pick. We'll go from the orange, and we'll make it darker. Spots, you could write a whole comic about it, not gonna lie. I could, honestly. And look, what is a good art stream if not a backdrop for random talks, right? Hopefully this isn't too traumatizing for everybody. We're just reenacting Grey's Anatomy. It's fine. I don't know. I've never watched that show. I have no idea what goes on. I was informed that there are guys that are referred to as what was it? It was like the yummy one and it was like two like McDreamy and McSteamy. I think that's what someone told me was from Grey's Anatomy. I might be mixing up shows. All I know is that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I was like, what do you mean McDreamy and McSteamy? That is such a weird... Why would you call your characters that? That's... I don't... Like, I thought the fandom collectively calling Wolfwood woo-woo was bad. But that's just silly. The only medical show I've watched is Scrubs. Oh, okay. Was Scrubs good? I've heard good things about Scrubs, but I've just... The closest I've gotten to a good medical show was... Have I watched much medical? I've seen... an episode or two of House, which I've heard from people is actually super inaccurate. A lot of the stuff I watched was more crime dramas or murder mystery kind of things, like CSI, stuff like that. Stuff like that. I'm really trying to think. I know I've watched some medical stuff, but I think it's like the ER story, the untold stories of the ER, like the real kind of stuff. I've never watched any of the dramas. Spots. It started out super strong. Oh, so it's one of those ones where it started out really good in the beginning, but petered out by the end. A lot of shows suffer from that. Crime dramas are really good too. Yeah, I love them so much. I have way too much interest in like, ooh, this person died. How did they do it? Is someone else gonna die? Oh my god! Speaking of crime dramas and murder mysteries, and just one of my other favorite shows that is just really, really good from start to finish is Lucifer, which it should all still be available on Netflix if anybody ever wants to watch it. If you haven't watched it yet, it's completely finished now. It was owned by, I think it was Fox for a while, but then it got picked up by Netflix after, I guess it didn't, either Netflix really liked it and wanted it, or maybe it wasn't doing very good, and they were like, yeah, we'll just sell this off. And then Netflix picked it up and did such a phenomenal fucking job with it. But yeah, no, it's super, super good. Spots, I've got to lurk really quick, be back. Oh, okay. All right, see you in a bit. But yeah, if anybody has seen that one is one of my favorites. It's supernatural, it's romancy, the devil decides he wants to come up to Earth and just, party and stuff and just kind of enjoy time away from being the overlord of hell, which, he feels like has been enforced on him by his dad, God. And then he meets Lieutenant Decker, and he totally doesn't fall in love with her. He's totally just sort of interested in her, and wants to enact justice. He does, I think that's really cool, though, the whole justice angle for the devil archetype. Is it's not about punishment. It's about justice. I think that's cool. I think it's neat. I think it's a nice change of pace from the whole the devil is evil, blah, 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 etc. stuff that happens. Let's see. How much shine do I want on these bad boys? Probably not too much. Probably just needs some here and there. A little bit here, a little bit there. Oh, I've turned that off. Have I gone outside the lines? I might have. Hold on. That is not outside the lines. It's just upsetting. Okay. I'm not going to fix any of my line art. It's going to stay exactly how it is. I swear to God. It is. I like that for Vash's glasses. I think that looks pretty good. I might... no, I shouldn't make the lens on the... I shouldn't make the one on his side that we can't see. The smaller lens up top. I should not make it see-through. Just because if anything's behind there, it's going to be too small to see detail through anyway. So let's see. Gmailers, thank you for following. Oh! Hello! Do we have someone new? Oh, thank you for following Blown Fusion. Hi, welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying my my very gay art. We started this back in Pride Month, and then I just didn't stream for 2 months. So I've been picking it back up. So that's, yeah, I've been doing a lot of art recently, but I do also do games and stuff, so hopefully you stick around for a bit. It's lovely to have you. Let's see. Where was I at? Feel free to say hi if you want. If not, lurking's fine too. But we're happy to have anybody here. Now, I don't remember which one of these blobs is his sunglasses. I'm pretty sure, you know what? I'm pretty sure for his sunglasses, my brain went, I won't need that. So what we're going to do is we're going to just make it a fun shade of this dark, dark purple like his eyes are. Because I'm pretty sure that'd work regardless. So let's do that. So let's unlock glasses here. Let's see. In Blown Fusion, if you're wondering, since you're new, if you're ever interested in more streams, I do mostly guerrilla streams just because my schedule has been very hectic. I do mostly stream... Blah, blah. I can't talk today. I do mostly stream 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time most of the time when I do stream, and I do post everything on Twitter, or I guess it's X now. We aren't going to talk about the drama behind that, but I will, if that does end up going down eventually, I will find a new site. I have backup as Tumblr at the moment. But if you're interested in future streams, you can keep up to date on when I'm actually going to be streaming on Twitter. My links should be somewhere on the thing with all the rest of my links. Blown Fusion, hello. Is that all mouse or are you using tablet? I'm using a tablet. I have a good one with the screen in it. I have a what do I have? Where's the label on here? That's a question. I'm very much a person just like I have a thing. I don't know what to call it, but it's a Hoooooow. I don't have much light on in my room, so I am I don't have much light on in my room, so I had to struggle to actually see the logo on it. But yeah, I have a tablet. I have a big tablet with a screen in it. And I think it's honestly. I've also had the ones that don't have screens in them. I used to have a really basic bamboo Wacom tablet that I had for ages, and that's actually it's not so bad. If don't know if you're looking into different art devices, but it's my biggest problem with the ones without the screen. It is just training yourself to use them to where you're drawing like on your lap and then looking at the screen separately. That was a really big learning curve for me. But it all worked out. So we'll do this for his sunglasses. It wouldn't have too much shine anyway because his face is downward. Blown Fusion. Yeah, I don't know if I have the eye-hand coordination for that. Looks great though. Thank you. Yeah, if I do always recommend if you can afford one with a screen in it, it's much easier. much easier than the ones you have to sit on your lap. The only reason I actually have this though is back during the pandemic when they were giving out the stimulus checks, I used mine for this. So, you know, good things came out of the bad times. So I'm really happy about that. Any good that can come out of a bad situation. Yeah, positives. Let's see. So we're drawing, so this is, if you aren't familiar, are you familiar with Trigun at all? Because this is Vash and Wolfwood, and they are, it's one of those things where it's canon, but it's not canon, but it is canon. That they are very much in love, somewhat tragically. And so I've gone down this very much a rabbit hole that got completely rebooted once the new version came out. Was that last year? Has it been a year already? I think it's been a year already. And I'm gonna lighten this up just a hair. Just so we can see the difference here. Fusion, was that with the guy with the cross with Vash? It's been a really long time since I've seen that show. Oh, maybe you've seen the original then, because I've seen my first run-in with this was the '98 anime. And yeah, this is the guy who carries the cross. If you've ever been to a convention and you see the obligatory cross guy, that's Wolfwood. That is Nicholas D. Wolfwood. And Vash the Stampede, I will be actually working on their clothes. I think I'm pretty good on the glasses. I think I'm happy with where they're at. So we're actually going to start coloring the clothes now. But yeah, so it's a really, really good show. I highly recommend it. If you're starting out with it, the '98 anime is the most palatable one, just because it can get dark. The newer iteration, the Trigun Stampede, which both are available on Hulu and Crunchyroll. But Trigun Stampede is quite a bit more dark if you don't feel like watching dark stuff, but if you do, it's still a really good watch. And they took it in a different direction, a little bit closer to where the manga is, but still kind of its own thing. But they're both pretty good. And the manga is fantastic, but it's darker than both of those. So it's one of those things where it depends on how much tragedy you feel like putting yourself through. But the story's really great. Very cool. I don't want to spoil anything in case you want to go see it, but it's futuristic, but they're stranded on a planet that's covered in sand, so they've become essentially space cowboys. A lot of the technology has been lost to time, so they can't use a lot of the stuff that they landed on the planet with. So it's very much, it feels like a Western and it's really cool, and I enjoy it, and it has gay undertones, so I like it even more than I probably need to. Let's see. I need to add a new layer because I'm getting distracted by ranting. So let's see. I should probably put Vash's coat on a whole new layer by itself because it's a whole thing. Let's see. Where do I want to put this? Yeah, we'll put it over the hair. All right, so that's fine. So we'll stick it here. So there. Vash coat color. Wow. Interesting. I had no idea it had a reboot. I'll definitely have to check it out. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's really good. They've only got one season out of the reboot. So if you are a person who likes to binge from start to finish, it's not quite finished yet. It should... I don't know when they're coming out with it because apparently the reboot was in the works for a long time. So I don't know how long they're going to take to do season 2, but they left it on a hell of a cliffhanger. So keep that in mind if you go to watch it. But the 98 anime has been finished for a long time. And the manga is very much finished. And yeah. Any what kind of stuff do you like? What kind of animes are you into? Anything cool you've seen recently? I have personally been finally watching that really cute anime, the Campfire Cooking in Another World, with the guy who has the weird isekai power of like being able to shop online with like from a grocery store, and his ability is just cooking, really. And it's the cutest thing because he has a big dog who is a Fenrir who just wants to be around him because he makes good food and he's like super powerful, but it's just a big dog. And then Sui is a little slime that he also befriends and is the cutest thing I've ever seen ever. Yeah, so that's what I've been watching. What else have I been watching? I feel like I've watched a lot of stuff recently, but I have not been... I don't finish a lot of things. That's my problem, is I start things and just don't finish them. But finish, I ended up binging it. Oh, okay. Let's see. Also, I heard from Spots that I'm on quite a bit of lag, so if I'm talking way ahead of you, I'm sorry. It's apparently lagging behind more than normal today. So if it takes me a minute to answer things, or if I've rambled far along in the conversation, I do apologize. It does make it a little hard to interact when the internet doesn't want to cooperate. It's all good. You're also drawing. Yeah. I also have ADHD, so I also ramble, so that doesn't help. Yeah, so I am... What else? What else am I watching? Oh, I'm like in the middle of... Oh no, what is it called? Your boy Kong Ming, and it's actually so cute, and I love it so much. I have a weak spot for music animes, and I didn't realize your boy, the one about the guy that's been reverse isekai'd, was going to be a music anime, but it is, and I love it, and it's great, and it's funny. It's very, very funny. Oh, you haven't heard of that one? That one's pretty good. Let's see. It is on High Dive. It probably is also, most things are on Crunchyroll, but it's on High Dive, which that one's a cheap service. That one's only $5 a month. And it is really funny. So it's Kong Ming, who is a strategist from very, very ancient history Japan. He was like one of the best known strategists to have ever lived. And he's been reverse isekai'd into the modern day. And he's decided, you know what? I need a new general to fight for. And his general he ends up picking is a young lady who is trying to become a singer. And it's really, really great. And it's so funny. He comes up with all these like strategies that seem like completely out of left field based on old strategies he had used in the past. It's just kind of neat. It's kind of historical, but just kind of a fun time, honestly. Yeah, those two are the biggest ones I've been watching lately. I have a problem of I either binge things completely with an almost concerning amount of addiction, or I watch a couple episodes and then go do other things and then completely forget to go back and do the ones that I wanted to. Like that's one I'm trying not to let fall behind. But there's always a chance that I'm going to end up. I only have a couple more episodes. The campfire cooking in another world. That one only has like 4 more episodes, so I should be able to get through that. I think, probably. Same, yeah. Did you ever watch Boki the Rock? I haven't. I've passed by that a few times, and it looks interesting. There's actually, that's the thing is, I pass by a lot of things. I'm like, these look interesting, but do I have the time? Which is always sad to admit that I don't have the time most of the time. Oh, that's one of the things with it's pretty good if you're into music. Oh, okay. Lots of anime meta jokes into it. Okay, I didn't know it was a music anime. Okay, I'll look that up. The music animes I have watched, I've watched Given, very good. Kind of sad, but good. It ends up on a good note. Nana's a drama, like point blank drama. That one's older. I didn't really care for the way it ended. Just, I need things to end on a really good note, or I just am like, this was sad. I dedicated all this time just to something that would rip my heart out. What other ones? Oh, yes, Macross. I've only seen Delta. We started on... Delta was really, really, really good. Macross Delta... what was the one before that? I don't remember. We started the season that was prior to that, but I have not gotten through it yet. That's another one of those ones where I started it, we put it down for a little bit, and I just haven't gotten back to it. I've watched a lot, actually. I've watched a lot of obscure ones that are older. Like, was it Utao no Prince Summer or something? No, that's not it. Maybe it was? There was a reverse harem that had a girl going to a music school, and I remember the cello guy. That's all I remember. It's been so long, but I've seen a lot of random music animes, and it always makes me really want to write songs, even though I don't know if I have the talent for it. I can sing a little bit, but not any like not to any point that is professional at all. Yeah. Let's see. Another good one. Oh, a good one that I want to get back to, but I just can't because it goes too fast for me if I don't watch it in dub. Psyche K. Psyche K. If you like anime jokes and just it's just a complete comedy, but Psyche K is really good. I had to watch the dub because otherwise the Japanese goes too fast for me to read. And unfortunately they only dubbed for whatever reason like the first season. So I'm sad because I want to finish it, but I just can't. I've tried. Let's see. Blown Fusion. You can fill in the blanks with GPT. It'll work out. Well, okay. Let's see. For song lyrics. That's a good idea. I think. I'm trying to think Chat GTP. You know what's bad is I don't think I actually know what Chat GTP is. I think that's... I've definitely heard of it. I don't think I actually know what it is. Oh, why am I coloring in? I'm coloring in... These are holes in his belt. I'm silly. It's the AI thing people have been using to get out of work. So, oh, okay. So I'm not in school. So I have not been up on the ways to cheat. Not that I did when I was a very good kid. I did not ever go to the office or anything like that, but yeah, that's interesting. People find the most interesting ways to get around doing work. I will say, some people find ingenious ways to cheat. The amount of silly things people have done, the people who've written like copious amounts of notes on the inside of like water bottles and stuff like that, things that you don't expect to get confiscated. But yeah, using AI, that's a whole thing now. goodness. I feel old. I'm a dog. So my whole thing is I have a magical interdimensional junk shop. And I am not from this particular plane of existence, and the species of dog that I am lives for a very long time. So I'm like 216. I'll actually be turning 217 next month. And so I think by human equivalent I would be 30. So it makes me feel very old to talk about school. It really does. Let's see. Oh, Spots, you're back. Hey. You're working on his coat? Yeah, I'm finally coloring in the coat. We got the glasses done. They were really quick. Sometimes it feels like more work to cheat the system than to study, but good on them. Honestly, though, like the amount of effort people put in is just astounding. I was gonna use the fancy color tool Spots, the ice cream cone I used last time, but it's so much that I'm like, I'm just gonna color. We're just gonna have a good time tonight. I'm just gonna vibe and color. I really do like the amount of time I save using the ice cream cone, though. I'm still debating whether or not I should put a little bit of light, because Wolfwood has a darker skin tone, and usually the palms on darker skin tones are lighter. And I'm still debating whether or not I need to put in the tiny detail. I might go back in later and do that. I keep thinking about it, so I probably should. Spots. Ooh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. My brain got very derailed, and my entire train of thought is gone. Oh, well. We'll just enjoy Vash's red coat. If anybody doesn't know, he has red for courage and for red geraniums, which is the flowers that his mom loved, his adoptive mother. Which, I adore that. It makes me very happy. I think it's cute. I'm a sucker for cute things. That needs to be his... Actually, no, wait. No, his pants are... Yeah, he's... Oh, so, Blown Fusion, you probably haven't seen the whole thing. So this is the whole thing we're working on. He very much... Vash has been lifted. Very suddenly, which is why he's so shocked. But yeah, so this is the position. That's amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I had to remember that the little gap there I thought was going to be part of his pants, but I'm like, no, his butt is way up in the air right now. Yeah, so that's a whole thing. I'm very much enjoying it. It was a whole scene I had written out in my head. It will never this was not part of the... So a couple months ago, when I was watching Trigun Stampede, I got way back down the rabbit hole again, and I may or may not have written a fan fiction that will never see the light of day. It's like 100 pages long, and no one will ever see it. I swear. I promise myself. It's really bad because a part of me wants to share, but a part of me is like, oh no, that's cringe. This is just for me. It's fine. It's on Tumblr, is it? No, it's not on Tumblr! We're gonna have to Google it now! I have not posted it anywhere. It just exists on my computer as a thing to haunt me for later. It's sad because I'm actually really proud my writing style has improved significantly since the last time I decided. Oh, there's a stray line. Hold on, I have to fix that. Give me a sec. Where is it? Because it's gonna bother me. I said I wasn't going to fix the... Okay, good. It's just on Wolfwood. Okay, thank God. Okay. I thought it was on a combo layer. Okay, fantastic. That makes me feel better. I am very precise about my line art. What was this? We're gonna have to Google it. Spots, it exists in your heart. Yes, it exists in my heart. This is a whole scene where I was like, they're in a tavern, as is the norm for our boys. And there's a whole thing that goes down, or it's like, I bet I can lift you. And he was like, no. And then so he does, but he does it very suddenly. And then that's how we end up in this position. And it's very suggestive about kissing because their faces are so close. Look how close they are. So yeah, so I'm enjoying. I'm living my best gay life right now. It's fine. I feel very silly. I actually have not drawn a lot of fan art in my time, which is surprising. I, at one point, drew fan art for Wolf's Rain. Way back in the day. It was like one singular piece of artwork. I've done some fan art that I never posted of Mass Effect. What else have I done, actually? I've not done a lot of fan art. Which is strange. There was the whole thing of when I was on the internet. Let's see, Blown Fusion. If you had to give this picture a title, what would it be? Gonna secretly Google this. This would be Swept. I actually have another variation. Oh, do you want to see? I have several variations. Hold on. Okay, hold on. We're gonna derail for a hot sec. So let me look this up. Let me see. Open. Recent? Will it be in recent? It is not in recent. Hold on. Let's see. Open. If this crashes my computer, I'm so sorry. My computer does not like to exist. This would be under What Am I Doing? I have a file that's literally called What Am I Doing? With basically, what am I doing with my day? Why is this where I've chosen to exist in this current point in time? Let's see. Here's Tri-Stamp. So here are the boys from the new anime. Give me just a sec. I did all 3 variations of this. So here's the sketch of the boys, but it's the Tri-Stamp version. The outfits are very different. Wolfwood's design is very different. And then here, let me find the other one. Here is the one for Trimax, which Trimax is the manga. It's very, very good. Trimax, where is it? Trimax Fashionable, here it is. And here's Trimax, and Wolfwood is essentially the same. The little choker is not actually in the manga at all, but it was on a piece of official merch, so it's canon as far as I'm concerned. And I just wanted to give Wolfwood the little choker. But yeah, Vash's outfit. Look at this complicated ass. He's got weird stuff going on here with like his knees and stuff. And let me not do that. Just his boots. I don't know why Naito, the author, decided to do this to himself and make him have to draw these boots, but they're complicated. But yeah, I love how the different versions look. Thank you. Let's see. All right, so let me exit out of these because my computer immediately started going brr. Let me get out of these. No, do not save those. I didn't mean to edit them, but I have the color blobs ready to go for if I end up doing all of the versions. I might. Probably not on stream, because I feel like that's just too much. Too much of the same pose, the same boys. But yeah. Okay, what was I saying? I was talking about something. And I got excited. I was like, oh, things to share. Oh yes, Swept. That would be what I would call this. Like I said, the fanfiction does not exist on the internet. It is only on my computer. I'm sorry. I may at some point edit it properly and post it, but that would be a I want to make that a stream goal at some point, like way down the line. We reveal Ethan's cringe fanfiction. That would actually be really funny. We'll do that eventually at some point. Oh god, you guys, if you guys ever want to like sit through my fanfiction arc of self-inserts into things, that was a time. That was me not in high school, surprisingly. This was me after high school. The good old college days me was very much I want to be in another world and I want to date the boys that are on the screen. I don't care about ships. I want to be shipped with them. Oh gosh. I've read a couple good self-insert fics, but most of them end up being cringe, and I feel very bad for saying that. But yeah, I've not read many good ones, unfortunately. Self-insert time, yeah, yeah. I'm really surprised Ossian. Ossian's our friend from the Hub World group. We have a whole Discord where we have a bunch of streamers together. But Ossian's also very into Trigun, and they're so obsessed with Vash's twin brother, Knives. I'm very surprised Ossian didn't fall down the fanfiction rabbit hole. But then again, he might just not have posted about it. I have some really good ones. Oh, what is... I never did find the title to that one I was recommending back in June when I first started this piece. I feel so bad that it's been so long since I've been away. But when I first started this piece, it was back in June, and I was talking about a fanfiction that I did read that was really good. It was a little bit body horror because of, like, Vash turning into an eldritch, kind of an eldritch angel creature. But it was just really good. I liked the way it was written. I need to swap to something bigger. Let me not hurt my wrist trying to color this in. So tentacles, not tentacles, feathers. Feathers upon feathers upon feathers. So many feathers that the feathers themselves are in fact tentacles. They aren't like regular feathers. But it was really cool. It was very well written. The characters were very in character. And I wish I had the title for it to tell you, but I highly recommend it. I have to find it at some point. It's one of the higher rated, I think, fics. I say as a person who scrolled through many, many, many pages of Wolfwood Vash fanfiction for Trigun. But it's written kind of... I think you could probably read it without... like watching, but you said you watched the old anime, so if you've seen the old anime, it probably wouldn't be too big of spoilers to go in and read fan fiction for the manga, because where they have it set is not super spoily for the manga specifically, but it is a spoiler for particular elements of the overall Trigun story. I will say that. But it's really good, and it's written in Bash's viewpoint as a little less than human, because our boy is he's a little strange, and I really dig it. They make him really into numbers, which I think is kind of cool because he's supposed to be super smart, and so that makes sense to me. But a lot of fan fiction actually write from Wolfwood's viewpoint because he's a little bit easier to get into the head of, I think. So it was nice to see something from Vash's viewpoint, and especially well written. But yeah, tentacles, tentacle feathers, and morphing limbs, and things in wrong places, and too many eyes. That kind of biblically accurate eldritch horror. Let's see. All right, so that is the lower part of the coat, and then we just have the one. This is. I saw someone describe this as like a modified trench coat duster, and I guess that makes sense, but there's so many flaps. Why are there so many flaps? I feel like with the amount of acrobatics and stuff he does, that this would be really easy to get yourself tangled up in. Like wildly hard, especially the way he kicks his legs out sometimes. Spots, we love some biblically accurate angels. Blown fusion flaps look neat and hides legs, feet for animators. That's true. You know what? That is fair. That is very fair. Anything we can do to help the animators out, especially with anime being so elaborate, because the costume designs are fantastic for a lot of anime. But I always think about, like, the animators have to make that move every single frame. That sounds exhausting, and I am sorry for them. Oh, I found out that that's why in a lot of American cartoons, they have if a character's in the dark and all you see is their eyes floating, They really like that because they can they don't have to animate hardly anything, so it's really, excuse me, it's really easy on the animators. And I didn't realize that was a reason behind why that trope exists, but that is. Oh yeah, so speaking of, oh, it's sort of off topic, but I've been watching Scott Prop and Roll. So it's like a pun on Stop, Drop, and Roll, but his name is Scott, on YouTube, and he does a lot of movie prop work stuff. So not animation, sort of veering off topic, but just film in general. And it's really cool watching some of his stuff, but I watched him eat fake dirt the other day, and I was just like, why is this what YouTube has brought to my attention? Why is this what we're doing today? I watched him eat fake sand, so we can actually make Sammy some sand at some point spots. Give it to him. That'll be actually edible. That he won't have to potentially choke down. Yeah, that's probably why that popped into my head. I was thinking about Sammy and sand again. That's so funny. Alright, so I think that is all of Vash's coat. I think. It looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to lock the layer so I don't color on anything else or outside the lines. Spots. I'm ready for sand. It's such a good time. Alright, let's see. So we want dark. So the light is coming from up here, but inside his cowl would still be pretty dark. And I think we're going to keep in line with what I've been doing, which is I'm going to try to start out with cell shading and then shade it a little bit more. I don't think it's going to be as heavily blended as the skin layers. But I'm going to try and keep myself from going crazy here a little. Probably. Maybe. Probably not. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. This would all be very dark. Actually, I have an even darker shade prepared. Even with the flat color looks so good. Thank you. Thank you. I debated actually just we could do the flats today if we wanted, but I just really want to shade his coat. Hold on. Is that the same color I just got? Yes, it is. Okay, hold on. This is the darkest tone I found. That might be... is it too dark? Probably not for back there. Back there it's probably fine. But let me see. Let me actually... Why are you so tiny? Why did I make you tiny? Hold on. Yeah, maybe we'll do a little bit of this for in the cow. Because this would be very dark. Me, I'm not going to do that much. Also me does much. Blue Infusion, outside of art, do you stream games? I do! I haven't in a while. Just because I haven't been streaming in general for a while. But I like a lot of puzzle games. I like little action-y things. Anything with a mystery and a good story that I can bite into. One that I want to stream, that I do know I can stream soon, I just have to test it out and make sure it'll actually work, is... You know what, Spots? We were talking about this way back on... Was that Monday? Yeah, I think it was Monday. We were talking about it back on Monday, and I still did not look up the name of that game. So there is a really cute little game. It came out very recently, actually, where it's very Ghibli style for the artwork. And it's a point-and-click kind of puzzle solver about an artist who has moved in across from this guy, and it's a little bit of a romance, little bit of a rivals to lovers, but it looks really, really, really cute, and that's something that I do want to play on stream soon. We did the Turing test. That one I actually finished. We did the Turing test before, which I'd have VODs up of the Turing test on my YouTube if you want to check any of that out. And let's see, what else have we done? I've played a little bit of the... Another played. Oh yes, I played the pedestrian game, but I didn't get to finish it because I was using a like a game. You pay so X amount a month and you can play games, as many games as you want. And unfortunately, that ran out before I could finish it, so that sucks. But it happens. But yeah, so there's that. So that one's not done, unfortunately. Frogger? I would play Frogger. I would. I don't know if I'd play it on stream. I might play it on stream. That'd be fun. I wouldn't mind. Actually, I would love to do a retro games day at some point. I have a bunch of retro horror games. Oh, I also love horror games. I started I started a playthrough of The Evil Within, but I ended up stopping it because it wasn't flowing as well because I'd played it like twice before. And I didn't think it was really that entertaining for you guys. But I love horror games. I love them. I love Silent Hill. I love The Evil Within. I love, I can't think, Resident Evil, which I've seen playthroughs of Resident Evil 2, but I haven't seen playthroughs of Resident Evil 3, the remake. So I might, at some point in the very distant future, play that on stream. So that would be really fun. And let's see, what else? Blue Infusion, did you see Phasmophobia did an update? Saw some streamers playing. I would love to do Phasmophobia. So you probably don't know, but I am really limited to what I can and can't do. Oh yeah, definitely spooky games around Halloween. But so I have a potato laptop. It struggles very much with just this. I didn't think I could do art. This is a big step for me, being able to do art, because a lot of times when I'm running OBS, my computer screams at me. It runs at like 100%. It's also why I haven't been super on about getting my Live 2D done, because I'm doing a Live 2D model, but it's all me. It's all me doing it. And it seems less urgent when I can't even, use it, which is unfortunate. So I haven't been working as diligently on that as I'd like to have been. But yeah, so I'm a little limited to what I can do. So I can't do anything that's like a computer-based multiplayer, because I can't have like Discord open at the same time, unfortunately. But I'd love to do Phasmophobia. I've seen my roommate play it, and it looks really fun. And everybody tells me things about it, so it makes it sound really fun, and I do want to play that. But yeah, so spooky games for Halloween, definitely. We should do a retro. We should do retro spooky games. I have one that I haven't played in a while, so I think it would be entertaining enough. It's called Hoooow, and it's a PlayStation 2 game, but I think if it's backwards compatible with the PlayStation 3, I can run it on stream. Because as long as I can get an HDMI cable, I can run it on my card capture, which that'd be really cool. So I can do anything card capture. So I have a PlayStation 4. I don't have the new one. And I have an Xbox One. I think there's a new Xbox. Is there a new Xbox? I feel like no one talks about it, so I barely know of its existence. But I'm pretty sure Xbox also released a new generation, didn't it? It's like Xbox X or something like that. I don't know. But I have older systems. I actually legitimately still have my PlayStation 2, my Nintendo 64, I have a GameCube, all that stuff, but most of that I'd have to figure out how to get the, what do you call those? I don't know the actual term for the three-pronged colorful cables that you used to put in the TVs. But yeah, I'd have to figure out how to adapt those to an HDMI port. Spots, I honestly can't remember if there's a new Xbox. Yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it? I think RCA cables. I think so. That sounds right. But yeah, so most of that stuff runs through RCA. But I have all that. But the good news is because the PlayStation 3 has mostly backwards compatible with a lot of the PlayStation 2 games. I can play a lot of my PlayStation 2 games. So I have Hoooow. If I ask my brother, and he's nice, he might send me. I have Haunting Ground. That's his. So he has Haunting Ground. He also has what's the other one? Rule of Rose, which is very rare. It was banned in like big parts of Europe because of one scene at the very end of the game, and it's very dumb. I'll tell you guys about it if I actually end up playing it. Let's see. And what else? What else do we have access to? I feel like I have so many things. I don't remember if I brought it with me. I might have Siren. I might have the original Siren game. I had Fatal Frames 1, 2, and 3, but they were all on different systems, and I'd have to see if I brought them with me. 'Cause I don't know if I did. Was Silent Hill 2 PS2? Yeah, it was. Ooh, do I have the remake for that? I know I have the remake of Silent... Not the remake, but the, not remake. My brain is searching for a word. The upgraded graphics. They HD port. They tried to port over an HD version of Silent Hill 3. So I know I definitely have that. I might have The Room as well, which is Silent Hill 4. Oh, that'd be great to see. Okay, cool. Cyrus! Happy birthday! Oh, love how the art is coming along, Ethan. Thank you. We've gotten, it's mostly just the faces, but I've got, I'm starting to color the boy quite a bit. I'm trying to not shade too much, but you know how hard that is for me. I like things with detail, which is both fortunate and unfortunate. We're talking about horror games and spooky things for Halloween, which would be really fun. You're doing fantastic, though. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will also, if I can get my subscription service back that I did have for the PlayStation or for the Xbox, either one, I will play whatever's on there that is fun and spooky because I am really excited for Halloween. So maybe that'll be my birthday present to myself. Maybe I'll finally re-download the subscription for that. Re-download. I'm so silly. I will finally subscribe to the subscription again. We'll find out. We'll see. We'll see how things go. So I'm gonna do a very general shadow here. I didn't want that. General shadow here for under the arm. And there's a spot that I missed right here. Actually, there's a couple little spots. That's the only problem about coloring by hand is I miss spots a lot. Let's see. All right. Yes, treat yourself. I might. I don't like to spend a lot of money on myself, but I think if I consider it an investment towards the channel and towards playing with you guys, I think maybe that'll motivate me a little bit. We'll see what happens. Make no promises, but I will try. Let's see. Oh, you know what game that I want to get back to when I do end up getting the subscription back, because that's why I haven't been playing it, is the one with the big cat boy, the big cat dog creature guy, our buddy. Oh no, I forgot what his name is. Trico. That was The Last Guardian, because we didn't finish that, and I really want to finish that. The Spots, oh, I missed you too. Oh, Spots. You're so funny. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm really I have not drank water. Please excuse me. I need to slurp. Give me just a sec. Hopefully you guys can't hear my massive gulps. This is not an ASMR channel. That is never going to happen. ASMR scares me. I don't know why, but it does. There's also just the prospect of me laughing at any point in time and blowing people's eardrums out that scares the crap out of me. So I will probably never do ASMR on this channel. Maybe as like I make my own sound effects thing, but that would be a behind the scenes thing and not a for public view kind of thing. Not that it wouldn't ever do it. Well, I won't say I won't ever do it, but I'll say it's one of those things I would have to be very comfortable in never shouting or being excessively surprised at things like I am, because that's the creature that I am. I am loud, especially when I'm excited. So that's probably not a good idea, honestly. I'm trying to figure how this, because this is all underhand. How do we want to do this? It's the only bad thing about fun positions is, oh, excuse me, sorry. How does do shadow? That is a problem. So this would all be gathered here. I'll say it would probably be This is very rough. See, all of this is actually probably turned over. So we'll just do a small bit of... Oops, got rid of that on accident. Alright, and then this, like this. And there would be a cast shadow from that. I have a theme song stuck in my head, and I have... Is it? And I can't... I think it's the end song for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the first season, I think. I don't remember the title of it, but I think that's what's stuck in my head currently. I've been using that as background noise because I've seen the whole thing, but I've been using it as background noise for when I'm doing art and need to just have something so I don't go crazy. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good. For now, at any rate. Let's see. Spots, okay, gotta drive Syra, it's been fun. Alright, thank you so much for stopping by, Spots. It's always great to have you. Have a lovely evening. And Syra, I hope your birthday is going good. Hope you're having a lot of fun. You deserve it. A lot of big things this year. Alright. I might, for sake of just ending stream at a good place in the artwork, I might actually put down the block out the colors. What do I feel like doing? Should I? I probably should. I need to do, you know what I also need to do? I need to do a karaoke stream at some point. I really want to. I just would have to get a lineup of songs and then also have to be fine with it being lost to the ether. Because I don't think you can save your karaoke's anymore, which is unfortunate. Let's see. I think that would have a little cast shadow, but it wouldn't have heavy cast shadow. Bone Fusion, you can't save them? Yeah, I know, because copyright has been really, like, hectic on Twitch, and I'm not as well-versed in that, and the one person my roommate, also streams, and I kind of trust them more for stuff like that, but they don't do karaoke streams, they actually are a mute streamer, so they don't really know how bad it's gotten, but I just know that Twitch has been really funky about, like, a lot of music stuff recently, and I don't want to risk accidentally getting banned just because I wanted to sing some songs. I might be able to, I'd have to see if it would let me keep them up long enough just to, like, save them, because that would be nice. That, or I can ask Rumi to somehow record it for me. I don't know. Because I wouldn't mind putting the... actually, no, because the VODs wouldn't be able to stay up either for YouTube, which is where I archive everything. I have that archived, so I did this back, and I just realized, I never... So I did the first part of this way back in June, and it does exist. The VOD is there. It is on YouTube. I just don't think I ever pressed the make it public button. I'm a ding dong. This is what you this is what you can come to expect from me. Completely absent-minded, trying his best. That is all I got, unfortunately. Oh my goodness, why am I like this? It's definitely worth an Amazon Prime sub. Thank you. Yeah, can you substitute? Not yet. No, I don't have. I do not have anything. I'm not affiliate yet. It's where I'm trying to get there. I just actually have to be streaming. So I've taken a big break from streaming, so I haven't made much progress on that. But eventually we'll get there. And I do appreciate the, I do really appreciate that, though. The thought of it. That makes me very happy. I'm having a good time tonight, which is really great considering the day started out weird. This has been very nice. It's been lovely having you, Blown Fusion. Thank you so much for dropping by. I love making new friends. I appreciate. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm sorry. I'm vibing. I'm so excited. I'm still relatively new as far as streaming goes. So having people around that enjoy my content makes me very happy. It'll always make me very happy, but it's just a sort of precious thing right now because I'm still very, very new. So thank you. Thank you for being here. All right. Enough being weird and gushy. I'ma stop. uh we're gonna try and get some of this color. What do you think? I could pause on the shading and then go to just blocking out color. That way we have kind of a good spot to pick up on from. And I think we can probably finish this maybe in one more stream if I'm not. Maybe. He's got a lot of the gun is gonna take a lot of detail. Wolfwood himself is super simple, which thank God. Bone Fusion, I randomly checked the art channel and your video popped up. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, he's got so many buttons. Yes, no, Vash has so many buttons. He's got so many things going on. At least buttons aren't like super hard to shade. Like they're very basic. His buttons are supposed to be a darker shade actually, which I should be taking into account. I have not been. They're supposed to be solid this color and then shaded with the next color up. I forgot about that. Thank you for mentioning buttons. That reminded me. Oh no. Alright, let's see. Let me just fill these in. That way I remember. Oh, Blown Fusion, give me just a sec. I'm going to mute for a minute. My roomie is awake, which they have been napping. So give me just a sec. I'm gonna mute, and I'll be right back. I probably will still be drawing, so if you see the mouse move around, that's what's going on. All right, one sec. Alrighty, I am back. Oh, Broomy has a weird sleep schedule, so they usually are awake for my streams, but the past couple days they have insomnia, so their sleep schedule's all over the place. But they're doing good, and I just wanted to make sure they were all right. And we also live in a very small, so my shop that I will show you once we get towards about to end stream. When we're about to end stream, I'll show you the shop. But we live in a little apartment above the shop. It is small, so if they need to ramble about, unfortunately, I have to mute. But they're usually pretty good. But I just had to let them move about a bit. All right, let's see. Let's get back to. So I finished coloring the buttons while we were muted, and now that I've done a little bit of shading on this, I'm now very much dedicated to finishing the coat tonight. I don't know why, but I just am. I'm not quite feeling the cast shadow on this as much. It's fine. Maybe because it should be straighter. Yeah, because it is just flipped up. It is not actually. Yeah, that looks much better. Let's see. I'm actually kind of excited to finish his coat tonight. So let's see if we can finish the coat, and that's where we'll end if we can get this finished. Let's see, how much cast shadow would be on this? That's a question. Would it be there? It probably would be, but I think it'd be light. Let's see. Maybe? Yeah, I think that's good. We'll just pretend it's part of the way the fabric is scooping. I think I'm enjoying the half, kind of like not quite. It's a little bit of cell shading, a little bit of non-cell shading. Just a little bit of variation, just enough. There's a lot of shading styles that I really enjoy on other people's art that I've just not been able to, like, grasp. The kind of standard style that I see around a lot, and I can't really put it into words exactly what it is, but I've not been able to master the kind of general anime style people go for. I think that's mostly I haven't been studying it so much as I've just been appreciating the art and going about my day. But Blown Fusion, I'm terrible at art. When done shading, how do you figure out where you want the lights are? Oh, yeah, so when doing shading, a lot of the times, so if you're doing stuff with people in particular, I usually go with what do I want any drama with this? And if I don't need any like big drama, like if I don't need it in like dark lighting for like somber moods, I typically go with how can I make the faces the brightest, but also giving it, you know, depth everywhere else. So for them, because their faces are both up here, I decided to put the light going this way. So all of their shadows will be on so Vash, his shadows will be towards the bottom. Wolfwood's will be towards the right. So if the light's coming from this way, it'll be bright on this side. And then, yeah. So it's been a lot of study with that. I've had a lot of years of practice. Shading's not too bad. I actually enjoy shading. The problem sometimes, it very much is you know, how much do I do kind of thing. So I totally get that. I'm also a big proponent of anybody can draw. It just takes practice, lots of practice, a lot more than people will ever tell you. Like, big artists don't emphasize how much practice they did when they were first learning. It's so much. And it's really funny how and doing different studies too. I used to have I still have the group of friends, but they don't really do the art studies anymore. But we used to do art studies on like Sundays, and that really helped me out with certain things. Funnily enough, we did a feet study, which that one's somewhere on my Twitter, way back. I find feet interesting on a structural standpoint, not really my vibe, but from a structural standpoint, they're pretty cool. Interesting. I find anatomy and different structures and breaking things down very intriguing. I'm very much a person who likes sciencey things and any kind of just cool, interesting facts. I think I might blend this a little bit more than it currently is. I don't quite like the delineation there. Give me just swap. Let's swap to the blend tool. Let's see. I'm going to make you bigger. Yeah, let's make you bigger. There we go. That's a little bit better for here. That is much better, actually. What's harder, feet or hands? Definitely hands. Feet at least are... The toes are really tiny, so they don't have, like... Even though they have all the same knuckles that the hands do, they're so close together you don't have to really draw them. But hands, because they have so many different little parts to them, it can be really difficult just to get, especially perspective. Like Vash's pinky here, the one all the way on the right here. Hold on, I can't demonstrate with it. This specific one, this one, pain in my butt, trying to get the correct perspective to make it look like it's curling forward a little bit, but also still turned at the angle it's at. So that was hard. There's also the fine balance between, have I put too much detail into the hands, or do I need to smooth this out, especially if you're doing like a kind of anime style. Like this finger has all the joints to it. I've kind of gotten them all kind of planned out. But this one only has kind of the one joint emphasized, and that's kind of an anime thing. So a little bit more than if I was drawing straight off of a study from real life. And so it's just something you get a feel for after a while. But hands are hard, and hands are one of those things where it doesn't matter where you are in your art learning journey, but hands are hard. They will always be hard. They will be less difficult down the road, but they're still a pain in the butt. Even if they're not difficult, they're a pain in the butt. Right pain in the ass. I've actually thrown around the idea of maybe doing like art study days or like things like that, which we might do. If I ever actually get a Discord set up properly, I think it'd be really fun to do like different studies of different kind of, like, we can do faces, we can do expressions and poses and different stuff. I think that would be fun to do at some point with people. And I wouldn't be able to have it open on stream, but I think, be able to have it open on my phone so I can keep up with what everybody else is drawing. So I'd have to test that out and kind of before I throw that around too much. But yeah, so that'd be fun. That'd be cool. Okay, good. I'm glad you think so. I really like any way I can interact with people, honestly. And I like teaching. I actually do for my day job, the human job that makes me money for this apartment. It involves a lot more teaching than I expected it to. I work with the elderly and I do activities. So I have a painting class is one of my favorites. So I've actually surprisingly have taught more than I ever expected to, and I enjoy it. And I think it'd be fun to share with people if anybody needs advice or just little tidbits here and there. I think that would be fun. Let's see. You could Bob Ross it and just describe what you're doing, and everyone posts the results to Discord. Yeah, that would be fun. We'd have to take a vote and see what subject we want to draw. We could honestly probably just do, like, we could draw a character base it entirely off of an artwork that already kind of exists, just so people have something to reference. I think that would be a lot of fun. Um, yeah, now that I'm talking about it, I'm like really excited for this thing that I haven't planned out yet. Let's see, I want a little bit more here because this isn't flat like this. Let's see. Let's see. I'll take the blending tool back to it. Those are the best plans? Yeah, I think so too. Just have fun with it. What's the point of things if you're not just gonna have a good time? But yeah, I will at some point solidify that. I think when I can get onto a schedule that is something I can definitely commit to. If stuff wasn't so crazy at work right now, I would definitely get back into my... I was trying to, when I first started out, I was really, really trying to adhere to a schedule. And it worked for a little bit, but a lot of times I'd have to cancel and I'd feel really bad. And I don't like disappointing people when they're expecting something one day. So we kind of went like, okay, while it's super crazy at work, we'll do guerrilla streams. And then that just also kind of fell apart because then... Oh, it worked for a while. I actually have a whole series of where I designed Easter eggs based off of my friends from the one Discord I mentioned earlier, which is Hubworld. And that was really fun. And I really enjoyed sharing that with people and going through the creative process with people while we were watching. I like designy things like that. Very fun. But yeah. So I just haven't been able to get back into the proper swing of things. And I'm trying. We've been doing... Oop, that was not the color I wanted to have on. I've been really trying the past couple weeks. So we'll see. I'm not gonna jinx myself. I am not gonna jinx myself. We're just gonna vibe, and everything's just gonna be is what it is. I think that's the best way to go about it. Let's see. All right, so I'm really happy with the upper torso. I need to shade the buttons, but otherwise, I don't think I want quite so heavy a shade on the buttons. Let's see. I think this one. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now, little things like this sometimes are hard to figure out how you're shading them. So sometimes it's just good to go on the underside and pick like one side that you're doing. And I probably won't blend this very much because this would be a very stark. Because his buttons are kind of like they're rounded and lifted off the coat, but they're also kind of flat a little bit. So it would be more like this. Let me go ahead, and while I'm at it, let me just go do the other ones. This one's a little difficult because would it be up or down? This is more down on this side now. Let's see. Let me just go do the other ones. And for like the ones that are like flat on their sides, I would just do like the back end of them. I feel like that's enough shading for them. I'm gonna go back over this with like when I actually shade the rest of it, and I'll probably have to fix this anyway, but for the time being, just for the sake of my brain. Do that. Blown Fusion, life gets crazy, not sure how it's been, but this has been an enjoyable stream. Oh, thank you! I appreciate that. Yeah, life, it's been hectic. I talked about it earlier in stream. So last stream I mentioned, work has been very, we've been kind of trying to find a balance to our team. We have, in my department, so my department is larger than our particular team, but for the area I'm currently working in, we have like a 3-person team. And we've had 2 people, not super consistently, because I've done a lot of work alone, quite a bit, a lot. I've had to handle a 3-person team amount of work on my own quite a bit more than I probably should have for the amount I put up with. And we've been trying to find a 3rd person. And that has not gone well. And now we have a third person that I really like, and my the new girl I think is doing well, but my coworker, who is gone a lot, is not vibing very well with them, and it's causing tension and drama. And I'm just like, we're all adults here. I should not be having to explain to a 50-some-odd-year-old woman that we're a team and we should get along and we shouldn't be fighting. We're the fun group. This shouldn't be that we're the fun department. Like, we shouldn't be having all this drama. I don't understand. Yeah, it's a big oof. But that's kind of how it's been, and that's also kind of why I haven't felt so much up to streaming. It's been a lot of life stuff, little stuff, but that has been one of the big deciding factors, because I'll come home and I'll be like, I have no spoons left. All of my mental energy is gone. It has left me, which is unfortunate, and I hate that it's like that, but it is what it is. I feel like it'll balance out eventually, and if it doesn't, I will threaten to quit, and then maybe that will make them stop fighting like children. We'll find out. Sometimes the right choice is just a nap. Yeah, honestly, that's how I feel at work sometimes, which is not the most productive things. But sometimes you just get the urge that you have to fight to just crawl under your desk and just hide. I haven't done it yet, but the option is has been has been there, and I've been being very good at not doing that. Now the question of how does this guy cast a shadow onto the rest of it? So this would all be very shaded, because this would be under him, basically, until about this point. It starts to turn more there, but I will probably do less shading there. Let's see, it would be, I think, let's see, so it comes down here, so it definitely have shadow here, and come down this way, give him a good little loop. Let's make that go further down. Alright, so come down like this. And it wouldn't be as thick as the strap is, because the strap itself is very thin, so it wouldn't have the thickest of shadow. Let me fix that. Not that this probably won't also be in shadow anyway. We'll say about like this. I think that's pretty good. I think that looks like a good cast shadow for that. Kind of. It's not round enough. Hold on. This is honestly one of the hardest parts of shading for me. Is little cast shadows like this when something is levitating off of something. The shadows are very different than if it was just laying right on it. I will also probably purple that just a little bit. I'm kind of toying with the idea, because the darker shadow I have on the inside the cowl, inside of the neck of the cowl there, is a kind of a purple shade, and I'm kind of debating adding some extra purple in the cast shadows. Blown Fusion, it becomes a three-dimensional 2D thing, and that hurts my brain. Yeah, no, I completely understand. I understand. It hurts my brain too, and I'm the one doing it. There are different programs you can find online for, like, faces, which I should use. I'm very much a person, so I did all this face shading without any good references. And I really shouldn't have done that. I'm still thinking it might not be exactly the way I want it, but it's as good as it's gonna be. But there's programs. I have to see if I can find them. Where you can get a model of a head and it'll let you rotate it and cast light on it at different angles. And it's actually really nice. Oh, oops. Stop. That was my medicine alarm. Give me just a sec. Whoops. There that went. Okay, I don't need that one. That's fine. Just mild chaos. Just a second. I have to... It is medicine time. Mm. So I do have random thought. So I do have a Switch, which I could actually. I haven't streamed any games on that because the only thing I really have is like Animal Crossing and the first Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. What is the new one? Yes, the thing. But yes. So I have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have Breath of the Wild. Which I'm halfway through, so I wouldn't want to stream it because I've already done most of it. Yeah, I do have a Switch. Mario Kart streams. I have to get Mario Kart, so that might be another thing. That might be another gift to myself. But that would be fun because then I could play with people. Ooh, we could play with people on stream. That would be actually really fun. So it's something I want to get in the future. But I had the thought of, I'm currently seated. You have to make a throne for all this. I really do. I do. I really, really do. What was I saying? Yes. So I make random noises when I move. So the fact that I'm seated for most of my streams is, you guys don't get the full breadth of outsource these things. Yeah. You guys don't get really the full breadth of the chaos that exists inside my brain and the fact that I make noises all the time. Really weird little goblin-y kind of noises. But I just thought about if I ever got Ring Fit. I don't have Ring Fit, but if I ever got that and if I ever did that on stream, you guys would hear the worst sorts of like and like just really, really silly things. I might do that eventually. I will hate myself. I am not an exercise bitch, but it'll be entertaining, I imagine, watching me die. Oh gosh. So that's something I could also do. So this has kind of been cool. This has kind of been a fun let's plan the future kind of chatting kind of stream, which has been delightful. I like all the ideas. I'm very excited. Switch streams for sure. Yeah, I definitely have to get I'll definitely set up a throne at some. I should do that. I should do that. When I'm thinking about it, so I will make one of those soon, and then maybe we can get someone to give us Mario Kart, and then I can play with everybody, which would be really cool. That'd be so much fun. Oh, I have to figure out because I haven't streamed off the Switch yet, but when I stream off of the PlayStation, for some reason it has this really weird game audio delay. I guess it wouldn't be so bad for like Mario Kart. It might be a little annoying to people, but it really wouldn't be. It wouldn't be super bad. But the actually, would all this be in shadow? It would be in. We'll lighten it up. That's what we'll do. We'll put this in shadow and then we'll lighten it up. But it's a really weird audio delay, so I would have to test and make sure that wasn't the same problem for the Switch. Xbox is fine. Like the video isn't synced with the audio. Yeah, no. And it's funny because I also experience it. So it's not just you guys that it's kind of a detriment to. It's also me. And it's just the way the PlayStation doesn't like you to stream, I guess. Because we had to disable certain settings on the PlayStation in order to allow it to stream at all. And then it didn't quite want to work. And so it was a lot of trial and error to get it to work in the first place. Meanwhile, I can just plug my headphones into the Xbox because the big problem is I have it on a big TV and I can't have that blasting and have it pick up, have the microphone pick it up, and then that would be double audio and that would be, I'm sure, very obnoxious for everybody. So I've had to get very creative. The Xbox is easy because I can have the TV almost completely muted and I can just plug my headphones into the jack on the Xbox controller. Super, super simple. But for some reason that doesn't work well with the PlayStation, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because my main set of headphones is a headset, and it doesn't like them, but it just doesn't like existing. And I don't know why. We haven't been able to figure it out yet. It's something I really have to trial and error. We haven't been able to find a fix for it. But I guess that wouldn't be a problem with like Mario Kart. But I have to test it out and see if I have the same problem with the Switch. Yeah, it's really weird. It's one of those things where it's like, I found a problem that no one knew existed. How about that? That seems to be more and more the case lately. I didn't used to be. I used to have the luck of I was the person who didn't get bugs on games that had like severe like bug problems. But now I've been the person who's like, huh, that's never happened before. That's interesting. Oh gosh. I've been playing. I've been replaying Fallout 3, just casually offline, just for, just kind of. I got back into the fandom for whatever reason, and I was like, I'll just play this to chill, and the map stopped working. Um, in that it stopped syncing with whatever satellite function is that it doesn't need, because it's a video game, so it's not actually relying on a real satellite, but it would be telling me to go in random directions and I wasn't facing the direction I was in, and it would route me through metros and stuff when it, like, literally I was next to Megaton and then it wanted me to go into the metro and loop all the way around DC to get back to Megaton even though I was right next to it. And then it decided now, so I have the suit. You can only get, no, I didn't add any mods, because it's on the Xbox and I've been avoiding modding the Xbox for fear it might crash the entire system, because that would be my luck. But yeah, no, so it wasn't mods that broke it, but it's doing a thing where so I have the suit, the Chinese stealth armor in Fallout 3 that lets you, when you crouch, you turn invisible, which is fantastic. But unfortunately now, the only way I can view my inventory, because when I look at my Pip-Boy now, it's bright white. It is blinding light. You can't see any text. It just, like, attempts to blind you. The only way I can see my Pip-Boy is if I crouch down and make myself invisible. And then I can see the text on my Pip-Boy. And I don't know why. Azu, my roommate, has very much made that face of, huh, that's not a thing that's supposed to happen. That's not a known bug. That's an undocumented feature. Yeah. So that's kind of my luck with things like that, unfortunately. It didn't used to be. Meanwhile, my roommate, so I never really had a lot of bugs for Skyrim, the very original port of it, mind you, for which I think I still have on my old laptop, if that still functions anymore. But I never had bugs. Meanwhile, oh yeah, Skyrim is built on bugs. It really is. But I didn't have any. Or I just didn't notice them, because at the time I was very fine with the extremely low, laggy frame rate that I would get every time I got onto the horse. Because I had a laptop that was even more of a potato than the current one, mind you. I would just put up with things. I'd be like, yeah, this is fine. I'm enjoying the game. It doesn't matter. But meanwhile, my roommate has never been able to get past the opening. They get stuck on the cart crashes, which is very unfortunate. So they've never actually been able to play the game, ever. It never works. Which is, I feel really bad. Because it is a good game. It's not good enough that I don't know why they keep making, I cannot think of the not reboots. I can't think of the word. The one where they make the graphics better and then re-release it because they want money. What is wrong with my brain? Okay, there's a word somewhere that it's not giving me. Please excuse. That's also a feature of my brain. I've stored this word somewhere. Do I know where it is in the library? No, I don't. Yeah, the special editions, yeah. The re-release special editions with the good graphics. Not really that much better than the originals. But yeah, okay, so I think I've gotten all the base shading down except for here. Would it be? Yeah, we'll say it's like that. Okay, so let's see. But yeah, so it doesn't matter what version, because I have the HD version, and they've also tried playing the one for the PC, which I had originally, which was the very original edition, and both of them do the same problems for my roommate, so they still have yet to be able to play Skyrim. which is really sad and unfortunate. I guess if you want the Skyrim, you know, experience, it's sad. But yeah, that's a thing. So it's weird for me. I'm now getting all the bugs. It's now become my luck. I hope it doesn't keep happening like that. I hope I'm not sitting here jinxing myself. That's confusing and hilarious. Yeah. Hopefully I'm not jinxing myself by saying all this. Alright, so I'll have to blend this out a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. Blue Infusion. I've been diving into Baldur's Gate and there have been some bugs so far. Oh my goodness, how far are you in? My roommate has 3 different games going with different friends and they just figured out we can split screen. Which is fantastic because they actually have a computer that functions far better than mine, so I can play with them on their computer. 50 hours in and I'm still in Act 1. Okay, you know, that makes sense. It's a lot of content. It's so much content. Oh my goodness. And so I've just started it with my roommate, and my roommate's just like, yeah, you can. I've seen these cutscenes like so many times. You go ahead, you do all the things, and I'm like very much enjoying my time, but I'm kind of stumbling through things. I love Gale. Who's your favorite party member? It's been amazing so far. There are a lot of shenanigans. There really are so many shenanigans. Just a little bit I have seen. Yeah, let's see. We got that. Karlak. Oh yeah, Karlak's a sweetie. I haven't got her in our party yet, but I've seen enough content, and my roommate has been telling me about her from their playthroughs with their friends, and she seems very sweet. If you know, just a general barbarian stuff, but very nice overall. I like Gale so far is my favorite, but like I said, I haven't gotten Karlak yet. But I like Gale. He's fun. I'm definitely romancing the mage. That to probably no one's surprise. Not a big fan of Shadowheart. Yeah, Shadowheart's a problem. I don't know why she decides she wants to be a problem, but she is. From what I understand, she follows an evil god. Yeah, you're not romancing Will? Well, I haven't seen enough of Will, but I have a soft spot for nerdy adventure like magic boys. He like hits so many of the things that I like, so Gale kind of immediately has become a thing. But Will, he's a sweetheart. That's nice. I heard he was hunting down Karlak, so I wasn't sure how that all was gonna go. But that's good to hear that he's a sweetie. He seems nice from the little bit of interaction I've had with him. I actually only just got him. Like, I'm not very far in at all. But he seems nice. Being a warlock is always trouble. So I feel like I understand, because I know he's, from spoiler stuff, like his patron is I think a devil? And that becomes a problem for him later. Being a warlock seems like such a catch-22. It's like you get powers, but at the cost of your sanity. Yeah, it's an interesting backstory. I'm really excited to like delve into it and see everybody's stuff. It seems like a lot of fun. I immediately got the spell Speak with Animals and have been enjoying all the dialogue. Gale's backstory so far has been great. Oh, that's good to know. I'm excited. I've heard little bits from Rumi, but otherwise I've been trying really hard to avoid like big spoilers. But he seems really great. I know he has to eat objects. Essentially eat the magic objects, but I haven't learned the reasoning behind it yet. So I think that's gonna be cool. Be careful, Speak with Animals can make you sad. Yeah, I can imagine so. So far, like, I just wanted to pet the dog. There's a wolf in the druid camp, And I was like, I'm fine, I can be your friend. And he's like, no. And I was like, damn. I just wanted to be your friend. I just wanted to pet the dog. That's all I wanted. But no dice. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Because this is almost sideways. Kind of? Kind of. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this, and then I will... I'll just go back over with the lighter color, and we'll do it like that. No, that's not, because that is actually... Yeah, okay. Go back to what I was doing. Okay, so that's like that. And blend it out. I really expected to get more done. Every time we do an art stream, I'm like, I'm gonna get so much done today. We'll be done with this in like another stream or two, and it'll be fine. And then I just really don't make as much progress as I intend to. But that's fine. I'm getting in all the little details that make me happy. Alright, so let's take this, which is the darker one. Is it the full dark? It's not. So this is all of the dark. Let's see if I can do this without ruining what I already have. I don't know how I'm being as precise as I am, because I have the airbrush tool on and it's not very precise. Okay. And then, yeah. I think I have seen little tidbits of like the squirrel, the very first squirrel you meet, where it's like the dark urge meets the squirrel. That possible character to play with is very terrifying. That's the intrusive thoughts of one, the character. Though I do think it would be interesting to watch through. That's not the playstyle. I'm very much good boy. I don't really go for like evil playthroughs and things like that as much. It's also something oh gosh, back when Undertale was a whole thing. That was something that I did for Undertale, was I did the pacifist route and then I never fought Sans. So that's something that's something I don't want to do, but I would do. I would thinking about it, I would fight Sans for stream, I think, maybe, possibly. I still don't know. I might be able to run Undertale. I feel like Undertale's not that wild of a power draw. I've never ended up playing Undertale. Everyone talked so much about it, and I've seen so many things on it. Yeah, it's one of those ones where if you've seen other people play it enough times, it's really not as enjoyable as playing it yourself. But if you get the chance, it's very good. Years later, you know, now that I have time to reflect on it, it's probably overhyped. But I do think it is a really nice story. And it was probably one of the first games I found where you could befriend the monsters and not kill them. Even though it still makes you fight them, in a sense, you do not have to murder them. I don't know how I feel about this. Let me undo this. I'm just gonna take the airbrush to it, I think. Oh, here, let me save. I haven't saved in a hot minute. Let's file save. I have not played the new one. The, it wasn't, what was it called? What was the second one called? I completely forgot. It's an anagram of Undertale. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Deltarune. I have not played Deltarune, so that'd be one I could play on stream, and it would be fresh and new, so hopefully everybody would enjoy watching it. Oh yeah, I like giving the drop shadow a little bit of this purple. It actually looks really nice. I should probably actually change my brush size though. There we go, that's a little bit better. Oh, that's still too much. I also should probably do a little bit of purple right on the back here. Just right where the butt would be. And the coat. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks nice. It's very subtle. But subtle colors really do it. So many things I'd like to do. I just really gotta be consistent and get my schedule worked out so I can hang out with you guys more often. And then we'll do all of the things. And I also really need an upgrade on my computer. But that's way down the line. I don't know if this would have so much of a... I guess we'll put a little drop shadow on for this. Let's see it like this. It's a no pressure thing whenever you got time. Okay. Also throne, for real. I should. Okay, I will definitely look into doing the throne. I will definitely look into setting one up. Let me fix that because that didn't look very good. But I'm excited. I really, the bit I have actually streamed, I really enjoy interacting with everybody, and I want to do when we get a big enough community of people that it would be feasible. I'd love to do like Jackbox games and interact with a lot of people. I think that'd be really, really fun. Just anything where I can get you guys also in on stuff. That kind of stuff makes me excited. I think would be a lot of fun. Also, sorry if I start getting a little laggy with my speech. I say laggy. I don't mean laggy. I'm getting it's the end of the evening for me, so I'm a little tired. So if I start having big gaps of quiet, that's just my brain trying desperately to process. All good. Okay, good. It's about this time of the night where my brain starts going like, you said that weird. What are you doing? What decisions are you making with your life? Okay. I didn't blend that out. Let me blend that before I forget it exists. A little bit of blending. That looks good overall. And I think the coat is almost done. Hold on, let's back out. Let's see how it looks. I think the coat looks pretty good so far. Blown fusion. I'm gonna finish this coat, and that's when I distract them. Yeah. Oh, I never shaded this button up here. Hold on. Did not shade the button. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm debating whether I want to highlight to the coat. I really don't think it needs it, so I probably won't. But yeah, because his coat's dusty. If it's leather, it's still not going to be that shiny. All right, so this would actually be this darker purple here, and then we'll take this. Let's good smothering of this right here. Oh, let me get back up to size. Okay. And this would be a little shaded here as it dips down. And then I want to go back, do just a little touch of highlight. Yeah, I think that looks good. Trying to figure out if I like it or if I don't. let's just make this whole thing like this. Yeah, that's gonna have to be what it is. And then it's almost dark on this side. Okay, and then I definitely will have to reshade the buttons. And I think I do need to go back over just a hair. And then I think this will be almost done. How many layers? Oh, let's see what we're at, because we're on the this is kind of our test of how many layers can Ethan do before the computer decides it wants to give up on life. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, plus the main paper layer. So 17. Not too bad so far, and it's not been lagging super bad. So I think we're doing pretty good. I definitely am capable of doing many more layers than that, and this is going to definitely be more layers than that. So we'll see how it ends up by the end of this. But this is very much we're kind of testing how many layers I can get away with before it decides to break my computer or break stream, or both. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I definitely am going to be adding a lot more layers. Vash's pants and boots will be their whole own layer. Shoot. What was Vash's pants color? I'm going to have to look up references again. I have all the color blops, but I didn't put in a layer for the pictures because I thought it would be annoying to turn it on and off all the time. But now I'm realizing his pants are 2 different colors. I'm pretty sure. Yes, no, it's blue on the inside. That's right. Okay, never mind. His pants are not jeans with chaps, but they look like jeans with chaps. It's actually an undersuit thing. But yeah, so that's I might have to do 2 separate layers for the 2 different color 2 different colors there. And then his boots might be an entirely separate layer. His gun's gonna be a separate layer. Wolfwood's clothes are gonna be their own layer. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of layers. But so far my computer's not dying, so I think that's pretty good. All right, so Vash's coat is fully shaded. Let me. I'm noticing. So we want these to look as much like. So that would be that though, because of where the shadow is. Oh, let me blend this out a little bit, actually. I say like, oh no, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good for that. Let me just fix this and blend that out. And then we will call it a night once I finish doing the things to make my brain happy. Which is making sure that the in between where the holes are is good, so it looks like it's actually not all solid. Okay. And I know I'm being right here. Right here needs a shadow. Hold on. That needs a shadow. I forgot. Let's see. I forgot. And then we'll blend that out. I'm using the biggest version of this brush. Don't mind me. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Okay, that's better. Okay. I think that's all the shadows I need to do. I did not blend this out. Let me blend this out real quick. We're not going to bother with all the extra crazy wildness I usually do. We're just going to soften that edge up. Same thing with here, I think. Soften that up there. I'm doing the thing where I do way too much shading. And I need to just call it a night. But I don't want to. All right, all right, all right. We're calling it. We're calling it. We're calling it. Okay. This is I actually really like how the coat turned out. It helps that it's all one shade of one particular pigment of red, and then all the shading just comes from the movement of it. My goodness, there's so many parts. Looks great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, we will stream this again sometime. I might actually pause doing art for a bit, and next time we're back, I might see if I can set up that one game I mentioned earlier, which was the cute little point and click. Which that one is on the PlayStation, so I will play around with it and see if I can finally figure out how to get rid of the delayed audio on it. But yeah. Oh, so I had told you about the shop, so give me just a sec. We'll pop back over to the shop. So I saved that. I think it's good. Alright, so let's pop back over to my shop, and you'll see my tiny dog form. So hi, this is my other form. I'm a little red dog. This is my shop. It doesn't have a lot in it yet. All of my different items have different stories behind them. I have most of them are based off of friends. And this is my buddy Mort. He is the reason why we call it the Mimic Trap. And he's also the reason why we don't have a lot of stuff in here, is because most of the stuff is in him, and he's very difficult to extract it out. Meanwhile, what that really means is I just have to draw individual things. And I just haven't had the time. But, yeah. So this is my shop. Welcome. This is all stuff that I do by hand. The shelving was, like, wild to actually do. I'd actually not drawn any furniture quite so detailed before that. But we have all kinds of little things. We've got a little shelf with the broken doll and Yellow the rat and Azu's mask hanging up there in the corner. Azu is a fox being. They are totally just a fox. There's nothing else going on there. Yep. Nope, definitely not. You can't see, but behind me, I have a little snail snow globe. And I have, the bottle, the pretty blue bottle up to the upper right is a bottle of, oh goodness, is a bottle of, what did I name that? That was the potion of, potion of Winds of Fortune. Yes, the Winds of Fortune potion. Sorry, it's late. It's late, my memory is terrible, so it doesn't help. The mimic is on point. Yeah, thank you. He's a good boy. He doesn't always look like a treasure chest. He turns into a lot of different things, and I would like to actually do that one stream where we just draw a bunch of different forms of Mort, which I think would be cute. But yeah, this is his primary form. And I currently have him as a PNG, so he can actually be kind of alive on stream. I usually have myself as a ENVtuber, which when we go back to gaming, I will have that enacted again. I'm just really scared to have art open and also have my little dog bouncing around in the mouth flapping. I feel like that might be too much for my computer to have the extra program open, but we'll see how it goes. So, but thank you again for stopping by, and thank you anybody else who's still lingering on with the stream. It's been great having you. It is super late for me, so I'm gonna head out here in just a sec. Let's see if there's anybody else. Thank you for the stream. Oh, you're very welcome. Let's see if there's anybody else on tonight. If I can raid anybody. Are any of my friends playing? Let's see. Raid channel. Really? Nobody is on tonight. That makes sense. It's Syra's birthday. I'm sure more people are hanging out with Syra. That's okay. Alrighty, so we won't raid anybody tonight, but that's okay. I will go ahead and call it here. I will tentatively say I might stream Sunday or I might stream maybe Monday. But if you're looking for updates, please be sure to check out my Twitter. There are links on my profile here on Twitch to my Twitter and to YouTube. If anybody's looking for VODs, I do have to actually post the VOD to public for the original part of this stream that was back in June. I've got a lot of things to catch up on, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It's been lovely, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!